Riley Worth, thank you so much for doing this. I know your time is valuable. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. So a few weeks ago, you got your IFBB Pro card at the North American Championships. When are you going to make your pro debut?
I know that's the question lots of people have. So my coach and I went over it very vaguely. It's going to be early next year, probably February or March area, but nothing is set in stone 100% yet.
You've been on prep since February. How emotional has it been?
Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to explain to you. It is more emotionally difficult to prep for shows than it is physically going to the gym. 100%. Because mentally and emotionally, it's so hard to really, I mean, get yourself to be eating all this food. That, first of all, drives you crazy. And then emotionally, it just really takes a toll on you because you're just so focused on this one goal and nothing else matters to you in that time period. And then once you finish that goal, all of a sudden you're lost. So it's emotionally draining during and after. 100%.
North Americans, it's such a huge show, so many competitors. I guess my question is, what was that experience like? Was it a smooth running show?
Yeah, the show, oh my gosh, it was definitely one of my favorite shows I've ever done. 100% because it was just the way they laid it out was so perfect. You knew exactly where to go, when to go, what time you're going on, and everything was really nice and smooth in that sense. So it put a lot less stress on the athletes backstage.
I think first time you've ever done a show was March 2016. A lot of people, they are going to be competing for the first time, even this year and next year, obviously. What is that feeling like doing your first one? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember like it was yesterday. I was a lost puppy, deer in the headlights, because I prepped myself for my very first show. I didn't have any help. I didn't have coaches. I didn't have a posing coach. I didn't have anything. My only coach was the internet, so I did a lot of YouTube. So my biggest advice would be to get a coach if you can afford it because it really helps to break down the meals and it really breaks down the exact workouts you have to do because I had no idea what I was doing. And the experience was still great, but and it became addicting after that because you're like, oh, I can do better obviously from here. So, yeah.
What do you think the first one or two things were on you getting your pro card? Was it the glutes? Was it the hamstrings? What do you think?
The judge that decided to give me my pro card at this show was the same judge for my first show this year. And her biggest thing for me was I need to be fuller. And I just was way too lean, way too shredded. It was just too much. It was overwhelming. It wasn't the look that they wanted. And so every show that I did this year, I did 4 shows total. I came in a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier. And they told me that my glutes needed to be a lot more round and a lot more full in that sense that matches the fullness of the capped shoulders. So I came in too flat. So all my coach did was just give me more food, more carbs, less cardio, which was nice. And so I think that's really what did it was just really filling out the glutes a lot more.
You say your coach. Are you talking about Ingrid Ramiro?
Mm-hmm.
Did she help you a lot with your posing too?
Yeah, I mean, I made my routine on my own, but she just perfected the angles to make sure it was the right angles that the judges want to see, like the small waist kind of angles.
What do you think? You've done cheerleading in the past, but what do you think why do you think you love this so much? Where does your passion come from?
My passion comes from, yeah, in cheer, that was more of a team, like a team of 20 girls. And I never had that feeling of being individual, like setting goals for myself individually. So when I got into the bodybuilding world, it became so addicting because it's like, wow, like I only have to rely on myself right now. And I don't have to rely on 26 other girls on my team. So it's really awesome to set these goals just for yourself to grow your character, to grow your body, and to just prove to yourself that you can do anything that you put your mind to.
I hear from a lot of competitors, their you just mentioned it, your self-esteem goes up a lot. I mean, did that happen with you or?
Um, in some ways it did. It was more of, I mean, it's really hard to explain. I would say, yeah, my self-esteem did go up a little bit, but then it's like, it's hard because when you get off prep and you're not as shredded anymore, you just kind of like, oh, where did all my hard work go that I just built up and I built my self-esteem up to do? But then you have to realize you strengthen yourself mentally because you know you can get yourself back there. And now you know the prep and you know the process and you know how to make yourself better. And I think that's kind of what I mean by self-esteem a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about Utah. So you're going to school there for healthcare. How's it going?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great. Keeps me busy other than bodybuilding. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's nice to have that balance because then you're also learning a lot about your body too. And so it's interesting to get like that kind of side of the spectrum. And that helps me with my bodybuilding, my prep, because I know more about my body and what's going on. I feel more in tune with it in that way.
What about when you're not doing athletic things in the gym and on stage? What else do you like to do?
I like to eat. I love to like go out with a big group of friends and go to like the Cheesecake Factory and just have like a nice talk, dinner, hang out at restaurants. Like that's like my biggest thing I love to do is just sit in a restaurant and just everyone order a bunch of food and we can all try different things. That's like what I love to do.
We noticed the last couple of Halloweens, the last couple of years, you've kind of gone on out, had some cool costumes.
Wow, you guys have done your research.
Well, Halloween is 30 days away. Anything you're thinking about doing this year?
No, I haven't really thought that far yet because I've been so in nursing school right now. But I'm definitely going to keep up with my crazy makeup. I do have a secret talent of crazy, gory makeup, and I love to take it to that extreme. So I'll probably do something similar to that. I just don't know exactly what yet, but we'll see. Stay tuned.
Last question for you. A lot of people are struggling all the time to eat clean, work out, obviously all over the world. Any advice for people on pushing forward, getting out of that funk?
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is like one of the topics I have such a passion for. Just don't give up. Stay consistent. That's the hardest thing. That's the thing that I notice with a lot of people is if they do not see the results immediately, they give up on themselves. And that's my biggest thing I tell people is just never give up on yourself because everyone's body is different. Everyone's body, sometimes your body might take 2 years. Mine might take 2 months. No one knows. And it's just really learning what your body likes and learning what workouts work best for you. And that's all. That is like the biggest thing for me is just never give up on yourself for sure.
Well, one more question. How did you find that out for yourself? Is it because of your coach
I mean, my coach was really, really helpful. I mean, my whole life I've struggled trying to figure out what foods work best for me because I wasn't putting on muscle and then I switched to veganism and then I started putting on a lot more muscle, which was shocking to me. And then I started doing specific workouts and I stayed consistent with everything that I was doing. And it took some time. And then I got a coach for Team Edge and they really structured everything for me. And then they added meat into my diet, which I agreed to, and egg whites. And I just really cracked down on the consistency and not giving up and just focusing like on that goal every single day. And that's when my results came that I wanted.
That's great. Riley, thank you so much for your time. You looked incredible at North American Championships. Really wish you the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.